Hey guys, what's going on today? Keith Shannon, directcarpet.com. Today we're going to put on a little staircase, a couple of stairs for one of our clients. He's got a staircase that kind of looks like this. Now he's got a few that start before this, then he's got the 3 turning pies, then he's got some straight stairs that go up from there to a left turn landing, and then he's got a couple of more stairs going up. Now there's other videos on the website that shows how to do this with the landing. But I wanted to kind of point out and do a really kind of quick video showcasing how this is done. Now, the first stair here is really not a pie. It's just a continuation of a straight stair. We're doing a 28-inch runner today, but the next 2 stairs are different, and they're custom made. So it starts out at 28-inch. It'll go to 34.5. It'll go to 34.5 there, and then come back to those black marks there, which are 28, and then that could be our upper hall or the next stair going up, and then just a straight continuation of a straight runner. So the tools we're using today, glue gun, some 9/16 crown staples, a Roberts staple gun, a Roberts stair tool, a Roberts kicker, just a normal tape measure, a hammer, and I've got that Roberts double-sided X-Acto knife or carpet knife. Now, that's what we're going to be using today. We're going to start out, and we're going to put our straight runner here. We'll make our diagonal cut here. Then we'll line up our next custom piece, come up over the nose, following these black lines. You can see they're all markered out. We'll angle cut that, and we'll start that stair, and then we'll match up our 28-inch runner up there. So without further ado, here we go. All right, so we're going to pretend that we're just starting this out. Flat on the bottom, we've got our finished edge. Whenever you buy a carpet runner from directcarpet.com, we always give you the bottom finished edge. Now, for this particular staircase, we're going to start flush and fresh, but if you are not starting flush and fresh, you would just be continuing on here. All right, let's get our electric staple gun. We're going to line it up. Now, we've already found our center. You guys can see the black line there. I'm going to go quick. This is for demonstration purposes only. We're going to wiggle our staple gun between the pile so we don't get indents. Okay, we're going to rub those indents out. If we feel that it's indented, the trick is you can bang them in with a hammer until you don't see them. We're going to go all the way along. Carpet that we're using today is called Harmony Tan Ultimate Image, or Ultimate Image Harmony Tan. It's on the website. Okay, we're going to pre-groove under the nose. We're going to get our staples up on a 45. If you want to groove that with your tucker, feel free. Feel for any staple marks under there or any loose staples. If you find that, pull them out. Okay, we're going to grab our X-Acto knife. Make sure you got a sharp blade. I want to get rid of some of this extra, okay, because it's too hard to work with. So I'm going to cut about 1 inch to 2 inches. 2 inches is good. Be careful, don't cut through. Okay, now we can work with that a little bit. Now we're going to take our kicker and line it up. Now, supposedly you have already set up your lines. You know where it is. Okay, you can see I've got the black lines here. Now you can mark on your stairs with a piece of tape or a pencil, something that'll come off, just so you can keep on track and make sure it's straight. You can use a tape measure. So I'm just going to take this kicker. I'm going to put some pressure on. You can see I've got pressure with my knee. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm lined up on my line. I'm a little off, so I will turn it, push with my knee, okay? And I will keep turning it or moving it until I'm lined up on my line. Now there's my line there. Looks pretty good. Nice and tight. Lined up. Now I'll go all the way along between the binding and the carpet on that one edge, all the way along, rub out the staple marks, and then what I'll do, Lock it in with 3. We don't want to lock the end in. Okay, you guys will see what we're doing in a minute. Now we're going to angle this a little bit. Just put a little tension on. What you want to do is not create any buckles on this. Nice and tight, nice and flat. So always go into your angle. It's a 30-degree angle. Okay, we're not going to go all the way to the end. We're going to leave it a little loose, and we're not going to put any staples here yet. So if this next stair is off a little bit, we can manipulate it, move it around. Let's take our carpet tucker, and we're going to score this line. We're coming from our direct carpet warehouse studio, where we're just working on one of our staircases here. Okay, we're going to take a nice sharp knife. Now we've got a good groove. We're going to cut from the left on a 45-degree. Now remember, we've already stapled in here. We don't want to hit that. So we might, instead of a perfect 45, we might go to a 50-degree angle. Watch, here we go. Into the middle. Okay, and then we'll take it from the other side, from left to the center. Okay. I'm going to get all our fluff out of there. Now, without getting too many indentations, let's get that grooved in there. Let's take our tucker and tuck that all the way down. Get all that fluff out of there. Now have a look. This stair is tight and it looks nice. Now, we're going to get ready. Now, the reason why I always say this is a normal width, that's a 28-inch wide. Once you get into this angle, that angle becomes, I think it's 34.5. Let's check. Sorry, it's 32.5. 32.5. So we went from 28-inch to 32.5, and that is the tricky part. That is why we make these custom stairs. Now here's a perfect example of what that custom stair looks like. Okay, so we're going to fit that on now. Now I've already custom made these, cut them down to size. It's a 30-degree angle. We're going to line that up and see how it fits. Now we'll show you a little trick here. A lot of people, when they're doing their stairs, will stretch this out and it'll actually kick out this way. So what we want to do is we want to kick it back. You can see I went over that black line. We want to kick it back, so just pull that back. That's why it's good to measure and have your marks. I'm going to pull it back. You can see I got my hand under there. Just going to wiggle it back a little bit. Now I'm going to finish that off, okay? And now I'm going to tuck this and finish that off, okay? And now I'm going to line this up. I'm going to put a little glue on this. I'm going to line it up. And then I'm going to take my tucker and I'm just going to push that in. And then I'm going to take my staple gun and I lock that in. Let that dry a little bit. It's always good to have glue in those corners. Now we'll just work this along a little bit. Get this lined up down to the other side. And we can pull this a little bit now. See how we can stretch this a little bit to line it up on the other end? Let's show you guys a little bit. If you feel that you're off a little bit, you can see it's off 1/4 of an inch there, right? What we can do sometimes, instead of having to push this end back, you can see it's a little bit over that black line. We could push this back, right, like that, line it up, staple it, or we can stretch this piece. So let's pull this, push it down, lock a couple staples in there, rub those staple marks out, finish off the middle, clean some of these strings off. If there's any hairs or anything, make sure it's nice and clean. It looks like one continuous piece. Now let's have a look here. Flip that tab back. That's the safety tab that helps it from fraying. Push that down. Look at that, we're pretty good there. Take your tucker, bang that down, lock that into place. Okay, now we can finish off this on the sides, right? If you feel you need glue, pop a little glue in there. No one's gonna see it. Right, and that'll help over the years from fraying. So now we're gonna staple under our nose. On the 45, every inch or so. Up on the angle. Sometimes I put 2 on the ends. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put it down in the comment section. I answer all those comments. Okay, now we're up and over the nose. You can see our lines here. Let's see how close we are. Now remember, carpet stretches, so you're never going to be exact. You're going to be close. And I mean, that's really the idea, right? Because carpet stretches, look at it, I can stretch that past the black line if I really want to. Look at it, I can twist it left, I can twist it right. The object of the game is to try to get it snug, tight, and right. Okay, so I'm gonna start my middle. See, the lines are going this way towards the 30 degree, and I'm gonna do that first and secure my middle. Okay, I've got my electric staple gun. I got pressure on the kicker. See the pressure on the kicker on my thigh? I'm just pushing in. 45, 3 or 4 staples, hold it into place, then we can have a look and see what's going on here. Okay, you can see there's a few bubbles there that we got to stretch out there, but we don't want to stretch out too much that way because we want to get back on line here, right? And we want to stretch back here. There's our black line there, or what we've marked. So listen, that side looks pretty good. So why don't we stretch that in a little bit? I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little bubble there. Let's push that out a little bit. Okay, 45 down. Leave it open on the end so we can line up our next. Okay, but that looks pretty good. This is all nice and tight. Let's take it to the other side. Okay, there you go. I know you guys can see that. See that bubble? So, and we got our lines here so we can see where we're kind of supposed to be. So let's just kick that out a little bit. And now we will just go between the binding and the carpet. Rub those marks out, and if you have those marks, hit it with the hammer. Now let's go here, pressure. I've got my knee, okay? I'm pretty much on my line there, same thing. Leave a little bit of gap at the end so we can line the next one up. Okay, it's nice and tight, 45. Okay, let's have a look. Look at that, nice and tight. Don't mind that, there's a little stain there on the carpet. Looks like a staple mark, but it's not. So nice and tight. Let's see where our lines are. You can see the black line. We're on there, and we're on there. So the next stair should fit. We're just gonna cut that off and get rid of the fluff. We'll score it first with our carpet tucker. Now all these tools, there's a link in the description. If you need them, you can pick them up from Amazon on my affiliate link. It's really what I use on a daily basis. So here we go, left to right. Nice sharp blade. On the, not really on the 45, a little bit higher. 45 would be here. I like to do it just a little bit there, because then I don't hit the staples. Now let's go from right to left. Very nice. Pull that out of there. Let's get the fluff out of there. Make sure there's no staples sticking up. Watch your fingers. Take your carpet tucker. And tuck all the way along. All right, now we're ready for our last stair. Now the outside to me is not as important as the inside. The inside is where you're gonna be walking up, where you're gonna be closest to. So I'll always want you to line up your inside first, really. I know on the last one we didn't do that, but I had already checked that it was gonna line up. So you can see the black line here. I'm a little over it here, so we did leave that loose. We could come back and line that up. See that? We could just lock that in, but let's see where we are on the right side and the left side for lining up. We look good there, but remember, we want to come back to our line up here, and we're not good up here. Let's check over this side. This side, we're not far enough. So why don't we fix this? because we have our marks there, let's follow our marks. Watch this. I'm just going to pull this back, find my line. There's my line. And now I'm going to lock that in. Okay? Now before I do any glue, just going to check. I don't always do glue. But when I do. Okay, we're going to line that up. And now we need to see up top if we're lined up on our line. Okay? It's very important. Now it looks like we're going to be. Have a quick look here. So we course corrected. There's our line. It looks like once we staple under the nose, we're going to be fine. But before I get too carried away, let's lock this in here. Okay? Put 2 staples on there. If you want to put a little glue, put a little glue. Okay. Now, we had stretched that other side. And now what sometimes happens, if it's stretchy carpet, we could be off a little bit. We're a little over our line there, right? We did leave it loose. Okay. And this one, we're gonna a little bit under our line. So we're gonna stretch this one that way, and we're gonna pull this one back a little bit. Let's see how much stretch we got on this. Let's lock it in down here. Don't have to go halfway, because you want a little bit of stretch. And different carpet is gonna do different things. This is a very stretchy carpet. Some of the Anderson Tough Techs, the tough nylons, would line up exact, because they don't move, they don't stretch. Okay. Take our kicker, kick that along. Okay, we're almost on our line, right? Which is nice. Okay, but you know what? I'm gonna bring this guy back a little bit. Right, that's why we leave him loose. I'm gonna bring him back to the line. Now remember, the outside, you're not gonna see, because when you walk up the stairs this way, you're not gonna be looking at this that much when you push this little angle in a little bit. Trust me, we do it all the time. Stairs, have to course correct. Okay, put a little glue in there. Give it some time to dry. Obviously, for filming purposes, we're just gonna keep going. Now, take my kicker, put it right on the riser, kick that right up into there, flip the little tab, push down, take my kicker or my tucker, bang that down, one more kick, locked in. Okay. Let's finish off this. Very nice. Let's finish off under the nose. We're going to fold our line right up. 45 all the way along. Now you're going to say, Keith, that looks tricky. It is tricky. But if you've got some DIY moxie, you're going to be okay. Now let's work on our last stair. Now, you know we had to go from 28 inches. Then we had our angle, right? Got it lined up. Then we did our other one, got it lined up. And now we have to come back to our straight stairs. Our straight stairs, let's say, I know the gentleman that is looking forward to this video has 5 stairs going up from here. Some people just have that top riser and this is their top hall. But what we need to do, regardless, is we need to come back to that black line and that black line, which is our 28 inch. And it looks like we are pretty good there. And it looks like we are pretty good there. So let's put this in. Let's put this to bed. Let's finish up. Okay, we're gonna lock in this far corner here first. I know I said inside, but I wanna make sure that I follow this line, because now you're gonna see this line. This line's very important here, that this is straight. This is as straight as it can be here. Let's put a little tension on there. We've got our pencil marks and our lines here. We want to be at 28. Let's get our staples in between the binding and the carpet. Just going to lock that right in there. Put a little pressure here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it to the other side. Okay, straight on. 1, 2, 3. Now we're just going to make sure that we're on our 28 here, which we are. Put a little pressure there. Any bubbles, get them out. Push that in, right? And don't totally lock this side in because we might have to manipulate our next piece where we're going back to 28 inch. Let's score that. Good blade. Left to middle, right to middle. Pull that out of there. Get your fluff out of there. Tuck that down. Now I've already got a riser piece prepared. And if you guys need to learn how to cut a riser, there's other videos on the website and on YouTube that'll show you how to cut the riser. Now, I'm just simulating this riser up. So you're either, like I said, this is your top haul and this is your nose that comes out from your haul. And you're gonna finish this off with this nice finished riser, right? There's other videos showing you how to cut the riser. You're gonna fit it under your nose and then you're gonna fit it into place and then you're gonna staple it, okay? Now, the gentleman that is looking forward to this video has stairs that go up over this nose and up. But the object of the game is still the same, right? We want to line up here. We want to line up on our far side because now we have a straight piece of runner. So when we send you this, we're going to send you the custom-made number 2, the custom-made number 3, and then whatever you want. Your straight runner here, and then your straight runner here. But you still have to course correct and come back to your initial 28-inch stair runner, which we're doing here. So we'll line it up there and see how we do. You know what? That looks wonderful, really. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna lock that into place. And so I don't have any fraying. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue there. Okay, very nice. Split your pile so you don't get indents. Okay, you get a little bubble here. From too much pressure, I just put a few staples in there, clean it up. Now remember, we're doing this for tutorial purposes only. So I'm going as fast as I can to kind of figure this out. If you guys see this other line here, that's not because I'm off. That's actually for a 30-inch runner, which we will get to in another video. So let's check this end out. We know we're lined up at the other end. And how are we doing here? Well, we're perfectly back, right on track to 28 inches. Bang that down. Make sure that you get this point and this point right in tight, okay? And what I mean by that is you want to push that down and push that down so those two pieces touch, okay? And there's a way to do it, and if you watch the other videos on how I cut that with a pair of scissors, I cut it down and in. How to install a riser. If you look for that video, that'll show you. And that's it. We're done. We're lined up. We did that crazy staircase. It didn't take too long. I mean, I know it went quick. If you need a little glue, always put a little glue. Done. All right, let's have a look here. Nice on the bottom. Matches up to our black line. Up and over on this side. Let's see where this goes. Matches up to our black line. Up, up, up. Up and over, matches up to our 28-inch on the riser. Let's go over to this side. We're meeting back to 28-inch. Come down and around, follows the black line underneath the nose. Follows the black line underneath the nose. Follows the black line underneath the nose back to our straight runner. Fantastic. Well, That's it. If there's any questions or comments about how we did that, if you need custom pieces of carpet, let us know. It's a little hot here. Thanks for watching. Leave comments down below. If you needed a carpet runner, go to directcarpet.com and hit me up in the chat, and we can discuss. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.